Good evening. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Live with Stacia. So, I am excited about Mission Mondays today. I met a wonderful lady that is just on fire for the Lord. And I'm going to talk a little bit about her mission and what she's doing with the community. How was everyone's weekend? I hope it was great. As you know, on the weekends, I try to get out and really go to community impact events because I just love to see actually events unfold and really see what their purpose is. And I had the opportunity to go and witness the greatest singer of all, Whitney Houston, who just had her Legacy Foundation gala on this past Saturday. And, just being in that room and celebrating all of the great things that she has done, all the great songs that, she has sung, and just the impact that she made in the world was such a beautiful thing. And it made me just want to sit down and reflect and ask, what do you want your legacy to look like when you are gone to be with God? And I want to ask you that question. When some of us think about what we want our legacy to be, we always think about the monetary things, right? We always think about, I just want to make sure that when I leave, my loved ones don't have anything to worry about. They don't have to worry about my financial burdens, or I just have to make sure that they have a nice insurance policy, and I have to make sure I have this person on my 401k plan as the beneficiary. And, we start thinking about who we want to leave our land to and all of those things. But at the end of the day, what do you want to be known for when your time is up? Because everyone's time will end. And what kind of legacy are you going to leave? Or are you not even worried about leaving a legacy for your loved one? Do you just want to be known for your name on the obituary, and then once the funeral and the ceremony ends, no one ever remembers the impact that you had in life on them, or even your children have nothing to remember of what you did outside of the household? It really made me sit down and think what I wanted my legacy to look like. And I looked at Live with Stacia and automatically said, you know what? I'm creating something. I'm creating a platform for women to be able to be celebrated about things that they are doing for their community and for their careers. And some individuals have been overlooked and they will never get recognition. But they will know one thing, that they came on the platform with Live with Stacia and she saw something that many people did not see. And she advocated for me. I felt really good when I left that event. It was more than just about celebrating Whitney Houston. It was more about what kind of foundation are you laying for yourself and your family, and what kind of impact are you leaving for your community? And that really makes you sit down and go into deep thought. So it was definitely a great celebration. I love to dissect things when I leave and just really think about positive things and what I can do better. And, she was loved. She was truly loved, and she's truly missed. I still listen to her music as if she was still here. She had passion. She had drive. She had love. She helped us see love. We saw her strengths. We saw her weaknesses. But guess what? God made room for her gifts, and she will forever be loved by the world and by him. So this moves me on to talk about Miss Alayah Barbee. Alayah Barbee is the CEO and founder of a company named ABB, and she is here in Atlanta, Georgia. ABB stands for Ascend Beyond Beauty. This title just stood out so much that I had to have a conversation with her. And I said, well, what does this actually mean? Because, of course, she has over 10 years experience as an esthetician. And of course, she does facials, she does makeups classes, and she also does bridal party makeup. She teaches you how to take care of your skin, but it was deeper than that. When she told me that she was going to be planning an event where she was going to really talk about the greatness of God, what it has done for her, and what it can do for you beyond the makeup that you are wearing, I was immediately inspired. Ascend Beyond Beauty is all about equipping individuals with tools, experiences, and connections to elevate their beauty, wellness, and purpose. She talked about being more than just a makeup artist, and it's so much more about the woman beyond the makeup brush. And when I sat there and really processed what she said, many of us put on makeup, full faces, and many of us are also dying inside behind that makeup. You know, try one day going natural. How are you going to feel about yourself? Do you feel like you need makeup? Have you embraced your inner beauty and said, you know what, I'm going natural today? This is what she is going to be inspiring women in, because she feels like beauty is beyond the makeup. And she wants to bring women together to get to the root of why are they second guessing their beauty. So she is planning an event on August the 22nd from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. here in Atlanta. And it is called Rooted, Radiance, and Reclaimed. And I'm going to say this again. Rooted, radiance, and reclaimed. And this is not for the woman that has it all together. This is not for the woman that thinks that there is no room for improvement. This is for you to come in, the broken woman, the tired woman, the lost woman, the woman that does not know who God is. This is an event for you to come and be vulnerable so you can get to the root of what is claiming your beauty and what is making you feel like you only need makeup to find the beauty within yourself. When I tell you this is going to be so deep, it's going to be very deep. She's going to have vendors there that's offering services. It's going to definitely be some praise and worship. And she's going to have some great speakers that's going to talk about how you reclaim that radiance and how you dig deep down inside. When I tell you you're going to want to be in the room, you're going to want to be in the room because it's going to be powerful. And she has already prayed that the right people come into the room, because this is not a place of judgment. We are all falling short of God. I don't care who you are. We all fall short of him, and we all fall short daily. And it's okay. But this is a place where we're going to come in, we're going to worship together. We're not going to judge. We're going to take off that mask, and we're going to really dig deep down inside ourselves and find out, why are we always looking for validation? And that's the key word for this event, validation. What is validating your confidence? What is validating your reasoning for what you're doing? There was a time where I know when I was younger, it was very important for me to seek validation. And sometimes I was seeking validation from the wrong individuals who couldn't even validate themselves. And that helped me bring things into perspective. Why am I looking for validation from this person? Why? That's what I had to ask myself. And sometimes you have to have those serious conversations. And sometimes we don't want to have them because what we see, or if we see something that a person offers, then we're like, oh, yes, I want to do this right, or I need to make sure that I speak to them about it. Why? At that point in time, I wasn't seeking God to be able to elevate my gifts. I was seeking man to help me elevate my gifts. Now, don't get me wrong. God will put the right people in your circle when he's ready for elevation. But I was giving complete power to the man. And that's something that I should not have been doing. Because guess what? I was worried about validation. But when I tell you, when you find God, let's talk about that. You don't seek validation from nobody. None. You can seek advice just to make sure that you're in tune of what you are feeling. But at the end of the day, you don't seek approval. And that's a difference. And Rooted, Radiance, and Reclaimed is going to be a tool. You may not come there and get all the answers, but you're sure not going to leave how you walked in the door. And when I heard this young lady and saw how she was on fire for God and talked about it through her business, this was somebody that is definitely on a mission. She's not worrying about how many faces she beats every day. This is not what this is. She's worrying about when she touches your face and she talks to you about the beauty beyond and says you have great cheekbones. This is without her even putting the foundation and the blush on. She's just looking at your structure and telling you that you don't even need this. Because what I see is this. What I feel is that you are a good person. Why are you wearing all of this? And sometimes we put all this on because we're trying to get validation. You don't need all of that, sis. You don't need all of that. You are good enough. And if you don't want to put your makeup on, don't put it on. If you just want to wear lipstick, wear your lipstick. Know who you are. You don't need validation because God makes room for all of your gifts. And he's not asking you to come to the table with a full face. He's not. So Alayah Barbee is out here doing things for women. She wants you, when you do wear the makeup, even when it comes off, you're like, you know what? I'm good because I know who I am. I don't feel like going back to the bathroom and powdering my nose or applying more lipstick. I don't feel like doing that. I feel good about me. I don't have any lipstick on. I put it on when I left, and I'm not putting it back on if it comes off. She wants to give you that reassurance and confidence, but you got to get to the root. You got to get to the root. And some of these conversations are going to hurt. They are. But it's reality. It's real. And she's going to bring the power of God in the room so you won't feel bad about it. Because we all fall short once again. So I'm very excited to introduce Alayah Barbee. I'm going to make sure that I post her event as well as her website to my page, which is Ascend Beyond Beauty. In case you can't make the event, you might want to book a course with her or even a makeup session just to hear her talk about, what is beyond the makeup brush. However, once again, Live with Stacia is a platform through Elevated Vocals, because once again, I created this platform because I'm not waiting to be validated. I'm not waiting for an invitation for someone to ask me to come and speak. Okay, that's not what I'm doing. I'm being obedient and following what God asked me to do. He said, build your own. Now, is it going to happen overnight? It's not. And I'm not going to focus on followers and views. I don't focus on that because he moves different from me. So it's not about the likes. It's not about the, how many followers. Followers are great, but I show up consistent in what I do. I show up passionate about what I do. And I always remember it's how you made a person feel when they had an interaction with you. And that's all that matters to me. So I appreciate you watching Live with Stacia. I hope that you're enjoying this Mission Mondays. I don't know where I'm going to be next time, but I'm sure I'll be out and about again next weekend. And I look forward to highlighting the next phenomenal woman that's on a mission. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. And I will see you again for the next Live with Stacia Mission Mondays. Have a great evening.